Well, happy Monday to you all. Today is April 12th. As I look at my calendar, try to remember what day it is. I'm working this 2011 Landon Cassill number 09. Thank a teacher. This is a Spin Master car, Chevy Impala. And, it's just, this one presents, just like all of them, kind of presents a different challenge. I'll show you here in a minute as I had these decals sitting in the water and I'm kind of working them as I need to. This one's a little bit challenging. The decal set isn't 100% perfect, and there's some, just when decal set isn't 100% perfect, you got some shortcomings and a little bit of modifications that you might have to make and tweak to get it to what you want it to look like. So you may recall I was saying how I had painted the car red, and then to do the two-tone before you start applying the decals, I'd need to paint this back area and this roof black. And I did that yesterday. Was it yesterday? Maybe it was 2 days ago. With my gloss black paint pen. And as you can see, it turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. The decal set comes with this little area here on this front left part of the bumper that goes right here, which are really a pain to put on. So you don't have to paint that area, and trying to line it up and painting it back here as best as I can. Getting it back across here. I'm going to have to touch this up because that's not 100% smooth around there. I need to make it nice, smooth transition. Painted the roof, painted this back area, and of course the other side, and then just kind of went around the bottom so that nothing shows up through there. And then JB welded the car, and it's all ready for decaling, pretty much. So that's a decent amount of work to get it to this stage. So I did that one, and I did this one. I'm working the Spin Master first because this is, like I've said, I like to do two of the same paint scheme at a time. It just helps. This one will most likely be an eBay car, while the other one will be for the requester. And as you can see, this design here, this line, this yellow-red line, kind of comes here, and then it just, there's nothing for it to go on. And I could move this down a little bit, but I don't want this zero coming into this vacant space here, so that's about as low as I want it to go. We'll trim this up once this dries, as this comes through here and over to the back, and then the back kind of ties in with this decal that goes across here, but it's not long enough to stretch, so you'll have a little gap there. You can see I'm short on this side too, so that'll just be, it'll just be a little short there. Looking at the car, pictures of the car. Let's do that real quick. Take you over here to my computer, and we'll look at the pictures real quick. Here, let me get this tilted up there. So, trying to build it, right? And it's going to be close, but it's not going to be 100%. And let's see if I have a pointer. I'll just grab my lighter. So there's this yellow line, and it comes all the way up here to here, and then it even wraps around this area. So the red and black, there's a yellow strip, but that doesn't come with the decal set. Basically, it comes to about here and dies. So that's it's not covering the black to red seam, so you really have to make sure that that is nice and straight back that way. Another thing that I noticed it doesn't come with is, you see it says security benefit down here. It has the decal for the trunk and the rear, but not these on the side here where it says security benefit. So that's just a shortcoming, another shortcoming of the decal set. There's the other side of the car. Same thing. This pretty much comes to here and then dies, and then this is missing. So you really need to make this transition as straight as possible. I think everything else looks pretty good outside of those things right there. And yeah, so that's what I'm gunning for. All right, let's get some more on here. Oh, the other thing the decal set didn't come with is the fuel door, the green fuel door. So years ago, I bought a sheet from Mr. Pato and of the fuel doors, and they come in handy. I've used them over the years for sure. And this is going to be a little tricky because I'm going to have to cover up a little bit of the Y in today, because it doesn't fit on this body here very well. I don't want to go too far to the left, even though the body on that is there. Or the indentation for the fuel door is a little bit back here on the top of the Y. I really don't want it that high. Okay. Let's get this thing in place. Okay. Did you guys enjoy the race yesterday? It was a pretty good race. Martinsville rain postponed race from Saturday. It's supposed to be Saturday night, and they postponed it till Sunday afternoon. It's pretty cool. I was rooting for William Byron, and he got enough. Did he get top 5? I think he got top 5. I can't remember if Larson passed him for 5th place or where exactly he finished. But he was right there. He's got his win this year. So what I'm kind of, obviously Truex and Hamlin, and was it Blaney? Truex won a race, but Blaney and Hamlin kind of dominated the laps led. I like to see Byron up there, and I think if he can, continue to improve his team, continue to get better, pit stops and adjustments, and Martinsville is a track. Let's see, is the final race at Phoenix again? Phoenix and Martinsville aren't too far apart. I mean, they're flat tracks. Anyways, but if he can get better, I should say, at those short tracks, and of course he's pretty good on the 1.5 mile. I mean, sure, maybe I'm dreaming, but I like to think that he has an outside shot. this year. Chase Elliott won it last year. I mean, the Gibbs cars are going to be tough to beat, no doubt about it. I mean, that's obvious. And Truex he's just in a groove. I mean, he was good last week at the Bristol dirt race, and then he had trouble late. He's got, is it 2 wins now on the season? And he was just kind of hanging out yesterday. It just seemed like I don't say he was toying, but he knew what he was doing. And he had a car for Hamlin there at the end. And yeah, so Truex is definitely in a groove. But I'll root for Byron, see how he does. Like I said, I'm starting to send a lot of money down to Liberty. So I gotta cheer for my dollars to do well, huh? It's too funny. And I thought the way that Truex passed Hamlin there at the end was classy. He didn't move him. But he's going for the win, so he's gonna race him hard, but he didn't wreck him. And Hamlin, unfortunately, I don't know what they were saying, he was tight or whatever. He had a problem. He couldn't stay up there. Even Elliott passed him there in the last few laps of the race for third or for second. But the one thing I'm kind of wishing for Truex, to be honest with you, as I watch the race, I mean, I think Bass Pro Shops is a nice sponsor, nice car, but he's got to get some kind of other paint scheme. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Bass Pro Shops paint scheme. To me, it's just a little busy. I think he needs a little, something a little bit different. That's just my 2 cents. But if he's winning, most likely they're gonna keep sponsoring him, right? And same thing with stinking Hamlin. I mean, a FedEx scheme is just boring as all get out. It's the same every week, isn't it? Pretty much. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have those, I don't want to say permanent sponsors in NASCAR for these teams, but I don't know, get a little bit more creative with the paint schemes. That's why, I really like the Darlington throwback and, some of these special even like the local sponsors, that I remember back in the day, Roush would have, a special sponsor when they went up and raced at New Hampshire or Watkins Glen. Up there, they had a local sponsor sponsoring the car or something. I just thought it was cool, but I don't know. As a guy who does custom die-casts, I really like the different paint schemes. And when you get the same paint scheme regularly, it's kind of boring. I will say the one car that I really like on Truex was when he drove the Sirius XM car. That was cool. Black with the blue. That's a sharp look. I like that. I don't know if he's won in those colors before. I'll have to look. I don't think Sirius has gone to victory lane with Gibbs yet. I could be wrong. That was one of my favorite Kenseth schemes. It's not my... there's so many. But was when he drove that, and I think it was a playoff car, Sirius XM, number 20. It was black with the blue, and then it had the green monster playoff colors. Oh, I absolutely love that car. That's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful car. Yeah, I'm gonna wait, let this dry, and then I'll trim this off. Once it's really dry, it's easier to trim, and I don't want to chip the paint there and all that stuff. So, and I'll have to trim around here just a little bit, probably, maybe. We'll see. Definitely have to trim this, or fold this apple underneath in this area here. This wheel well, we'll have to do that. Yeah, I hate having this big blank space here, but I don't. This should be here, but a much smaller one. So just a shortcoming, you know. That unfortunately that happens. These are kind of a pain to put on. These things on the side here, or on the back. Going to cover that border. Cover this, sorry, this yellow line here. Not a fan of that, but I basically put this piece on first here, saw where it come back to here, and now that's where I'm at. This camera is in and out of focus. Piece of junk. I need to get a new one. Move this down a little bit because they're uneven. See that bottom here? You can see the yellow, but not the red. Over there, you could see the red, so I need to slide it down a little bit. Alright, let's see if I can get this piece on the side here. So I like to cut like little lines in between these letters, so that this folds down nicely over the over this curve. You can see that's not lining up, so I need to bring it down just a little bit. Pull it back just a little bit. Down just a little bit. Yeah, same stinking thing there. Hindsight 2020, what I should have done is I probably should have just trimmed this. Well, I don't know. It would have been difficult to show exactly where this wheel well is going to be when you lay this down. It can be hard to do that, but I could have trimmed this here just a little bit. And then, I mean, this is going to fold here ever so slightly. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have done that. We'll see. Definitely gonna on the next one there. I'm gonna line it up, and I might do some trimming before I get it on the car. But just another lesson, you know. Decal sets don't always match up. They're not always sized 100% correctly. So when you're looking at applying them on the car, you know, you kind of have to, you know, just make them fit the best way you can. I probably should have waited to put these Goodyear logos on. But Landon Cassill. I wonder what he's up to today. He's not racing that I know of. You know, it's funny. Whenever I would see Landon Cassill, you know who I would always think of? I would always think of Peter Parker in the Spider-Man movies. It's look like him. Kind of a nondescript, you know, plain vanilla guy, but, you know, he's got some skills. So, yeah, I always kind of looked at Landon Cassill as a Peter Parker. It's funny. That'd been cool if he ever drove a Spider-Man paint scheme. That'd have been cool. Alright, let me get the rest of these in here. Probably should have done that before. I don't know if I'm going to use these on the side here, these little things. I don't know. I don't really like them. But they're on the car. They're just kind of a pain to work with. Alright, let that sit there for a minute. Show you guys all the other stuff I got working here. I did a JB weld, I think, on like 8 cars yesterday. So I'm finishing up this other Danica Patrick car. I gotta paint some roof lines on that one. I got the Josh Balicki for Mr. Joey here. So that's that. A couple Fastenals for Mr. Doug up in Canada. I had this other Camaro, so I'm going to do a Kenseth Clover car with that. As I said, I've got this other Landon Cassill to do. Here's the number 0 for Joey. Actual Camaro car there. And then, of course, the Max Payne blue one back here. That's all dry, ready to be decaled. So, so yeah, what's that? I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this one over here, 8. There's 8 cars I did the JB weld for, which is pretty rare. I don't remember doing 8 at a time. But yeah. Here, I'll tell you what. Doug, do you have one of these? If you don't, and you would like this one, I can send it with the 2 Fastenals up to you. So just let me know. Seems like I'm doing a video. I'm always asking you questions. But if you'd like that, I'll give you first dibs on that one. I was gonna ask Joey. I'll probably shoot you an email, but I don't have boxes for a few of these. I don't have a box for this one because that was a blister pack that got opened up. I think it was a Daniel Hemrick one, and same thing with this one down here, the Balicki one. I don't have a box for it. Let me know if that's an issue. If you want a box, I'll scrounge one up. If you don't want a box, and you just want the car, depends on how you're going to display it and everything like that, then I'll just securely, get the cars done and send them up to you that way. So sometimes, I know sometimes people don't care about boxes. Some people don't care about boxes. Some people are, really want a box. So yeah, so just let me know about that. I appreciate that. Alec, I got your Christopher Bell up here to do one of those for you. Same thing with the 54 Heroes Supra. So I'm making 2 each of those. Of course, one of those is going to be for you. And then Joey, I've got your other 2 Kyle Bushes that you want, the Heritage car and the 2016 Pedigree car. These are the harder to come by cars. These 2015, 2016. I wouldn't say harder to come by, but they're just odd cars, right? So that year, Lionel did this goofy thing with having them, with the screws. So, and the tires are a little bit bigger. I don't know. I'm not a fan of these cars. It's just seemed a little bit cheaper components. The plastic just seems a little cheaper. The screws are okay. I mean, I don't mind the screws, but these wheels and just the interior components just feel a little cheaper than other years. So that's my 2 cents on that. I don't know. Let me know if you like them or not. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan, I guess, is what I'm saying. And then, lastly, I've got Ricky. I got your car up here, your little Debbie car. I'm working that for you, and then I'll be done with those 2. And then I have I'll do another Loves Michael McDowell Gold Daytona 500 win. Who knows? I might put some glitter on that one. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But all right, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your likes and subscribes, and we will talk to you in the next video. God bless. Take care.